Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Pessoa, coming to us from Pythagoras Games. It looks like this is for 1 to 4 players, 45 to 75 minutes. Embody one of Fernando Pessoa's heteronyms and move between his head and the iconic places in the city of Lisbon. Bookshops, squares, and cafes that the writer frequented. Seek knowledge, inspiration, and write poems. The brighter your writing, the more victory points you will earn. All right, well, this is interesting to me because this is clearly a famous author, perhaps poet, that I am not familiar with at all. I would assume a Portuguese author. And I probably, this is just my ignorance, I should probably be familiar with this author, but I'm not. I am intrigued, though, that there is a game about an author, so I'm assuming a well-renowned and famous one that I just have no background or familiarity with. So we've got some spot UV printing on there. You can kind of see that catching in the glow of the lights here. Okay, we've got some multilingual rule books. Here's the English rule book. Okay, and they talk about it here. Fernando Pessoa, and I really hope I'm pronouncing that well. If I am not, apologies, was a Portuguese poet, writer, literary critic, translator, publisher, and philosopher, described as one of the most significant literary figures of the 20th century and one of the greatest poets of all time. So I'm glad that I was not an English teacher during my previous career, because I'd feel bad about knowing. I assume I would know him if I were. All right, this is a big rule book. It's a big game. Let's take a look here. We're not going to be able to go into a deep dive, but we can look at the components, look at how the game is set up. Looks like you've got this kind of central board that is uniquely shaped. It's played over 12 rounds, representing the last 22 years of Fernando Pessoa's life. Everyone's going to take one turn or rest on their turn, and at the end of the round, the player who currently controls Fernando Pessoa becomes the first player for the next round. And then after 12 rounds, you'll have a chance to write a final poem and you'll have final scoring. Okay, so you have physical spaces and metaphysical spaces. That's very intriguing, okay? They show you how to control Pessoa, how to meditate. This is really an intriguing theme. I don't know how well the mechanisms kind of evoke that theme, but it is intriguing. You've got the metaphysical space, which is Pessoa's mind, and then you've got the different physical spaces here. It looks like they very much are leaning into the Portuguese culture, which is fascinating to me. I think that's great that they are doing that. Help you, if you're not familiar with it, learn a little bit of something while you're hopefully having fun. And if you are familiar with it, maybe you are from Portugal or your family's from Portugal, this is probably going to be fun to kind of check that out as well. End of the round, the final poem, and the end of the game. And then you've got different modules that you can add to the game to kind of change things up. And there's a solo mode here as well, and a campaign, and then a summary, and then these are the German rules. So, all right, let's take a look at the components within. So we've got a number of cardboard components that I will show off here. Looks like different player boards. All right. Nice quality cardboard. I like the look and the graphic design of the game quite a bit. My goodness, there's a big board to construct here. So I am not going to attempt to put this board together. You can see it's like a puzzle piece type of a thing. I'm just going to show you both sides of all of the different pieces. Okay? Because I don't right now have the camera set up in such a way that we would really be able to get the full board shown completely put together. But I think you can get an idea of what it looks like. And I imagine it would take a fair amount of table space because, again, this is a pretty big board. Then we've got some other aspects here, which I don't know exactly how this all gets put together. I really don't know. Maybe this goes Over the top, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm assuming it would be something like this. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this could spin. All right. So you've got some astrological signs there. I don't know if this is, but then you're covering stuff up there. I have no idea. I could look at the book, but you know what? At this point, we're just getting a general idea on how this game works. We've got some wooden pieces here. All right. Nice custom meeples and some circular discs. And then we've got some cards. So let's take a look at those cards. Actually, a pretty big deck of cards. So let's get a gander at those. There it is. It was not cooperating with me. All right, so just going to take half the deck here, make it a little bit easier for me to hold. So this is interesting. We've got bilingual here. We've got, looks like what I'm assuming is Portuguese and English. All right. Otherwise, these are very simple cards. There's not a lot on here. I am assuming that these are primarily just flavor text. Again, I am making a lot of assumptions here, but I'm assuming this is coming from the writings of the author. But it looks like mostly we're looking at different suits and numbers and perhaps these astrological signs. Otherwise, very kind of basic graphic design on these cards. Now we've got some other cards. I don't know if these are in the standard game or if maybe they're part of the solo game. But they do at least have a little bit of a different look. Here we've got a little bit of iconography along the top. And more, I'm guessing these are player aid cards. All right. All right, well, I am very intrigued by the look and the theme of Pessoa, and I hope it turns out to be a good game. I guess only time will tell. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.